If you're just waking up, the federal government officially shut down overnight. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem saying our DHS law enforcement officers will continue to work throughout the Democrats' shutdown to make sure our homeland is safe and secure. More than 200,000 of these patriots will go without pay.
Florida Senator Ashley Moody joins us now. Senator, what do you say to those patriots that Secretary Noem mentioned and other patriots who basically have to go to work, help our country, still take care of their families, but do it all without a paycheck?
Well, thank you. Thank you for your service as always, but especially now. Those that are protecting life, protecting property, essential services, those will continue. But this morning, I think a lot of us woke up with a very heavy heart. We want to keep this government open. And I was listening to your last interview, Carly, and I heard someone say it doesn't make any sense. There must be some agenda. And that's how I feel about this. It's the Democrats, we are asking to do a short-term funding bill that just keeps the government open for 7 weeks. We're already asking to keep it open 7 weeks on bipartisan funding. There's nothing here except just keeping the government funding as it has been. And the government and the Democrats, it feels to me, were gunning to shut this government down. It did not matter how reasonable, how bipartisan, and you saw that it was. A couple of them, the Democrats voted to keep the government open last night. I thank them. The country thanks them. And we're going to vote again today. And I think it's going to become obvious who is putting an agenda, a partisan politics over this country, over American interests. And I think it's going to be on full display when we vote again today. I mean, this is a Schumer shutdown. There's no doubt about it. And I think America is going to take notice of that.
Well, you were on the Senate floor yesterday. Like you said, you're going to be on again today. Did you get a sense of how long this shutdown will last when you were with your colleagues, both Republicans and Democrats? Who gives first here?
Again, we really shouldn't even be talking about who's giving. Do we continue funding the government on, by the way, the funding that we're asking to continue was already bipartisan. And so, it's a clear choice for the Democrats. Do you keep the government open or not? I mean, I think Mike Johnson said it best. There's really nothing to take out. It's a clean funding bill. So do you want to, do your job and keep the country operating, Schumer, or do you want to shut it down? And I'm really concerned after there were these allegations that he is in cahoots with these nonprofits that are, saying this is how it needs to play out. This is all about politics and how it's going to appear, maybe in coordination with some of these protests that they have planned. I mean, that is a whole different ballgame than are we talking about funding that's going to the mission of this country. And that if that's at play, I don't know how we move forward. If Chuck Schumer is taking into account politics and not the operation of this country, how do you negotiate with that? There is no negotiation. We just need to keep the government open so we can move forward on our appropriations bills. I think Thune has been very clear about his intention to do that in a bipartisan way. And so the vote will be on full display for everyone to see. Either the Democrats are going to go and try and appease this radical left, a group of theirs, or they're going to say, okay, for the good of this country, for the sake of this country, we're going to move forward and vote to keep this government open. I sure hope, as the wife of a law enforcement officer, I sure hope we move forward and keep this government open for all of those that we need to be working every day.
Senator, really quickly, we just have 30 seconds remaining, but Senator Chuck Schumer is saying that when Republicans talk about how Democrats want to extend insurance for health insurance for illegal immigrants, that's bull. He's talking about the Affordable Care Act and 24 million people, a huge number. Their insurance premiums are going to go up 114%. There are a lot of viewers out there who could be concerned about this. So what's your reaction to that? What about those insurance premiums that Democrats want to maintain?
About 15 seconds to you.
Yeah, great question. So we very much want to focus on healthcare. In fact, we put in place a $50 billion fund for rural healthcare. We're trying to root out some waste and fraud that we found in some of these programs, including money going to illegal immigrants that were getting healthcare money. Schumer is saying the only way we'll open back the government is if you make sure we put back in all of that waste, fraud, and abuse you found, And he's putting into question the $50 billion fund for rural health care. So it's not about health care. Don't let him distract you.
Right, understood.
We need to push forward and fund this government so we can go to bipartisan negotiations on appropriations. And I hope that they will vote to do that today.
Senator Moody, we thank you so much. This conversation is going to continue as we continue this morning, as the shutdown continues. We thank you for getting on record with that. Thank you, Senator Ashley Moody. We appreciate it.
Great to be with you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.